We've been walking for hours. We've got to quicken our pace. The Lich King is defenseless without us.
I left many of my warriors at Ice Crown before I came to find you, Death Knight. They will hold the line for as long as they are able.
Tell me, where are all of your people? Shouldn't there be Nerubians around here, undead or otherwise?
I've been wondering about that myself. Something must have driven them all off.
We did, you rotting bastards! We've been watching you all along!
Muradin's dwarves. Impossible. Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?
We've been wandering this forsaken land ever since you killed Muradin and left us to rot Arthas. Our leader, Baelgun, led us into the ruined city to survive, but there's no way we're letting you in.
We have no time for these games. Sapphiron, attack! Well done, mighty Sapphiron. I wish we could take you with us, but the confines of the Dark Earth are no place for you.
The Lich King's time is running short. We must hurry.
Speak, fool.
For Khazmatan!
Faithless coward. Frostmourne.
A pint for every ghoul you blast!
No one matched around. At last. Finally. This is more like it. What is it now? Tread lightly.
Send off the charges! Blow the bridge before they get across!
No! Stop them before they...
That was for Muradin. Now you'll never get across.
There are other passages through the labyrinth, Death Knight. We will find another way.
This is our forces are under attack. At last. This is more like it. Finally.
Indubitably. Speak.
I'm your shooter. Time to go. Okay. Aye. I'll take care of it. Okay. I'll take care of it.
I serve only the frozen throne.
No one orders me around. Go on now. We should take this with us. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. You will know end. Finally. Speak, fool. At last. These Nerubians are your kin. Why are they hostile to us?
Many of us who fell during the War of the Spider were brought back to serve the Lich King. These warriors, however, never died. Foolishly, they still fight to liberate Nerub from the Scourge.
Now, Frostborn. At last, gold. This might help us later. Your pain. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. I'll make sure. For the Lich King. Faithless coward. Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. This place looks like an old storage silo. It's a dead end, Barak.
There must be a hidden passage somewhere. Rubians were crafty engineers in our time.
At last. Now, Frostborn. You will know everything. This is more like it. For the Lich King, I'll make sure you see. At last. You will know everything. Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it.
This is an ancient Nerubian hoarding cell. We kept most of our treasures hidden in chambers like this. The passage to the lower depths lies just beyond this room.
Great. As long as we're here, we can take some of these items with us. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. More gold. Take all you can carry. Frostborn hungers. Finally. For the Lich King. Finally. This is more like it.
I have heard the summons by Neru. Kinky. I'll consume the living and the dead.
No one orders me around.
I'll see to it. Indubitably. Kinky. By Nerub.
At last. I'll make sure you suffer. Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Don't even try it, you bastard! That there treasure belongs to the dwarf!
This treasure belongs to the Lich King, little creature. We servants shall take what we will.
At last. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn hungers.
This is for Meriden, you bastard!
Frostborn hungers. For the Lich King. Speak, fool. This is more like it. At last. At last. Finally.
It's them! Blast them!
This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Now, Frostborn. Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Last. Finally. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. What?
Damned undead! Slay 'em all!
At last. You will know endless torment. This is more like it. Finally. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally.
Shoot anything that shuffles or skitters!
Faithless coward. For the Lich King. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. I'll make sure of something. This is more like it.
I remember you, evil prince. You're the one that killed poor Muradin.
Get over it already.
I won't let you through this door, traitor. The recent quakes have been making dark things under the ice. Ancient, horrid things. We vowed to keep them locked where they are.
We'll take our chances, dwarf. We're going through that door, one way or another. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. At last.
My might cannot be matched. See to it. Raid.
The air smells awful in here. Something doesn't feel right.
If the dwarf's story was true, there's no telling what awaits us in the darkness. This stairwell leads into the heart of the old Nubian Empire. We must be cautious.
By all means. You first.
We have entered the old kingdom. Be wary, Death Knight. Whatever scared the dwarves still lurks down here somewhere.
Tread lightly. Finally.
Wait. The towers on either side are rigged to fire bolts of frost. This hallway is a death trap.
Can't we disable them?
The circular hatch in the far wall is an aqueduct plug. If we can open it, the water might flood the firing mechanisms and disable the entire trap.
Now, Frostmourne. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Gold. We should take this with us. At last. Frostborn hunger. Faithless coward. Speak, fool. What is it now? This is more like it. Finally. No one. That's done it. Let's move. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Speak. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Look, brothers. The traitor king.
Who? Me?
He is referring to me, Death Knight. These Nerubians will stop at nothing to destroy us.
Finally. Tread lightly. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers.
Speak. I'll consume the living and the
Speak,
dead.
fool. For the Lich King.
Thank you, Great One. The rebel spiders captured my comrades as well. They're being held in a nearby chamber. Release them, and they will be yours to command.
This is more like it. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne, Kinky.
No one orders me around. This is more like it. At last. What is it? The Guardians are activating. Defend yourselves! Frostmourne hungers.
I have heard the summons.
No one orders me around. I'll make sure you.
Time is fleeting.
Speak, fool. At last.
Slay the intruders.
last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hunger. Your pain at last.
I await. Make your choice. Proceed.
Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly. This is more like it. You and your enemies. Finally. At last. Now, Frostborn. Faithless coward. I'll make sure you suffer.
Death to the servants of Ner'zhul.
This is more like it.
The eggs of our young are incubated within those breeding pods. There's no telling how many vicious hatchlings they hold.
You are right. They're definitely hostile. We've got to destroy the breeding pods.
We could also seal the doors to shut the hatchlings in.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. Frostborn hungers. Speak. What is it now? This is more like it.
My might cannot be matched.
No one orders me around. Speak, fool. At last.
I await. Make your choice. Drive the foul undead back to the surface.
What is it now? Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. For the Lich King. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally.
and the dream.
Frostmourne hungers.
You rang.
Speak,
You rang. I serve only the frozen
no one
throne.
orders me around. Tread lightly. What the hell are they?
They are the horrors the dwarves spoke of. I thought they were only legends.
What?
They are the faceless ones.
What is it now? Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Cheeky. Indubitably.
Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostborn hunger. Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. Ah, at last.
Proceed. The time is now. It cannot be. A forgotten one. Look to your defenses, Death Knights. Fight as you've never fought before.
Our forces are under attack. What is it now? This is you will know this torment.
Make your choice.